10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Freunde, my name's... Buddy, what the hell? You've missed your entry. But damn it.
I'm alive!
ಸತ್ಯ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರೋ ಸುಳ್ಳುಗಳಿಗೆ ಕುರುಡಾಗಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ.
Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
Today we are going to review another winner of one of our monthly polls. If you want to vote in such a poll, you can do so by becoming a patron on patreon.com/thejimmycage or by becoming a YouTube member of the channel.
The three options in our latest poll were Asha Joarmaje, Deol and Kavaludaari. And Kavaludaari, the Kannada neo-noir crime thriller from 2019, won.
Kavaludaari, also known as Crossroads, was written and directed by Hemanth M, whom we already know from Godibana Sadarana Mikatu, a movie that we both liked.
Yeah, that one was his debut, and Kavaludaari is his second feature as director. In between those two, he co-wrote the screenplay for Andadun, a great movie. His third movie as director is scheduled for 2021, so let's wait and see what he's got up his sleeve next.
The story of Kavaludaari follows two cops. One is the traffic policeman Shyam, played by Rishi, and the other one is the retired Inspector Mutana, played by Anant Nag. They investigate a 40-year-old case that comes back to light when the bones of a family of three are found at the construction site.
Shyam is fed up with his work as a traffic cop and on the lookout to become part of some kind of investigation, and he almost literally stumbles across this cold case and gets absorbed by it. The story is built as a kind of whodunit. There are a lot of players involved, and it's really intriguing, at least to some point.
The movie actually starts in 1977. We see blood, we see a body, a burning car, a man fleeing from somewhere, and then the opening credits start, and they are fantastic. Black and white animation underlined with a great song. It reminded me so much of a James Bond opening.
Oh yes, and it also evokes this crime noir feeling because the music is very jazzy. It's stylish, it's mysterious, it's cool. And the movie doubles down on that, especially when Shyam is pulling those old case files and we learn about Mutana's investigation and what happened in 1977.
It's quite demanding and even a little bit exhausting to follow the case initially, because we are inside of Shyam's head as he reads the files and looks at the photos. We get a lot of information all at once. He functions as a narrator, which is also very much in that film noir tradition. And we can also see the images that he envisions while reading the files. And that's realized in a very stylish way.
When he tries to find out who the people whose bones were found were, we are in an auditorium that's filled with people. As he eliminates possible victims, different people stand up and walk away until he's able to pinpoint the family whose bones were found at the construction site. It's a thrilling and inventive scene.
This applies to the whole reviewing the case sequence, although we both thought at a certain point that it is overdone just a bit, because it's such a long sequence and we learn so much. Like you said, there are a lot of players involved in this case. At least it looks like it at the beginning of the investigation.
There is a third character that plays a rather big part in this story, and that's the journalist Kumar, played by Achyut Kumar. He and Anant Nag both also had roles in Godibana Sadarana Mikatu, by the way. So Shyam, Mutana and Kumar are each in some way entangled in this case.
And with time we learn more about how they are entangled in it. The movie tries to come across as a classic crime noir movie. Like we said, we have an internal narrator. We even have some shots that are framed like Hollywood movies from the 40s or 50s, like when people are sitting in a car, for example.
And there's of course the music, swing and jazz in the vein of Henry Mancini or Angelo Badalamenti for that matter. This movie more than once reminded me of David Lynch's work with a strange jazzy music, colored lighting and strange situations. Adding to that is that we also get a lot of modern electronic music with beats that you can feel through your whole body.
It's a pretty cool mixture on a visual and oral level, and it shows that the movie does not simply want to be a crime noir movie that looks and feels like an homage, but it also wants to be modern and fresh and of course relevant, which shows when the mystery gets slowly unraveled.
We were both pretty intrigued by the story and wanted to know where everything was heading. Although I have to say that as much as they tried to make this an investigative, clue-gathering crime thriller, it actually never felt like a real investigation, and I can't really pin down why.
I think I know why. The clues that they gather are either already there because Mutana uncovered them during his investigation in 1977, or they more or less fall into their hands without the need of digging them up.
That might be the reason, yes, because Mutana also stopped his investigation in 1977 after his own family died in an accident, so the case was just closed. And it's actually never revealed if somebody played a part in the death of his family, meaning that someone wanted to stop the investigation.
Yeah, but it's not like Shyam doesn't gather clues. He gets to the bottom of a few things, either by interviewing people or by coincidence. But you could say that there are always coincidences in an investigation.
That's true, and it's definitely a gripping movie in parts, but I think it's after about 90 minutes when things really change and where probably another reason why this movie didn't feel like a real crime story for me came to light. We probably have to talk spoilers now.
Spoilers.
At one point, Shyam and Mutana get to a house where the politician Mailur Srinivas celebrates his victory, and Mutana realizes that he was there once before, because, as it turns out, it's the same place where the burning car stood in 1977. And some kind of inspiration hits him and he just realizes that Mailur Srinivas is Fernandez, the driver of the family whose bones were found.
Yeah, it is a bit strange. I mean, it's certainly possible that we missed something, but I felt the same. It's a really tense scene when he confronts Fernandez with the Hans Zimmer-like music and the slow motion, but I have to agree, it doesn't feel like the investigation, all the clues and hints really led them to this point.
That's what I mean. This big reveal that Mailur Srinivas is Fernandez, that he changed his identity and his religion and became the new chief minister of Karnataka, they could have actually figured that out without any investigation whatsoever, because Mutana knows what he looks like. Of course, they didn't know that from the beginning, but it feels odd that all Shyam really had to do was to bring Mutana back, and that's the case.
Yeah, maybe. The story probably isn't as focused as it needed to be to make this a real crime thriller. It tends to be more style than substance. After that moment when Mutana recognizes Fernandez, the movie becomes more of a straight thriller that puts the emphasis on big moments and spectacle. The secret is out. Well, not every secret yet, but it's definitely no longer the crime noir it was or wanted to be in the beginning. The story wears out, and some of the connections, for example the one with the actress Madhuri, feel rather incoherent.
I think it would have helped if we learned more about the characters, especially Shyam. We know that he's a bachelor in search of a girlfriend and that he wants to get more out of his job and that he's eager to succeed in this investigation, but that's about it.
It also could have been more of an issue in the police department that he as a traffic cop wants to and does investigate in this murder case. At the beginning it actually is, and his boss just turns a deaf ear to his wishes. But later on, everybody just does what he wants and obeys his orders. No problem. His character definitely would have benefited from such a conflict.
But on a more positive note, Rishi has quite a good presence on screen.
True. Unfortunately though, the character of Priya, Kumar's daughter, is really just a blank slate. Their whole father-daughter relationship really didn't add that much to the story.
Although it's nice that they did not force a love angle between Priya and Shyam into this.
But as we said, if Kavaludaari would have had a bit more focus on what it wanted to be from the beginning to end, I most definitely would have liked it more.
Me too. It's a decent, sometimes exciting and intriguing movie with some great ideas, but it doesn't make the right use of its potential.
So, what would you say in German about Kavaludaari?
Kavaludaari ist ein ordentlicher, mit einigen einfallsreichen Erzählkniffen ausgestatteter Noir-Krimi, dem mit fortlaufender Dauer aber leider die Luft ausgeht. Etwas mehr Fokus auf den eigentlichen Kriminalfall und die Charaktere hätte mit Sicherheit gut getan. Dennoch, einmal anschauen lohnt sich.
I give Kavaludaari 7 out of 10. It's more like 6.6, but I don't do that.
For me, it's 6 out of 10. It's more like 6.3, but I don't do that either. Did you know that the human body is composed of around 270 bones at birth, and that it decreases to 206 bones by adulthood after some bones get fused together?
No?
Now you know.
Thanks. So, what are your thoughts about Kavaludaari? Leave a comment and hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd and also on Patreon, simply at TheJimmyCage.
And you can hit me up on Twitter at the Buddymeister.
And you can also become a member of the channel and get exclusive rewards. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.